Yeah, we are live now.
Not yet.
No.
It came as live.
Yes, I can see.
Yeah, yeah, we're live.
Okay. Shall we start or wait for a minute or two? Okay, let's start. Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone who has joined this call and everyone who will listen to it later. First of all, I wish you all Happy New Year on behalf of the whole Drive team. I hope you guys are having great year starting with January. We are here today to give you guys update as we always do with this live AMA video on YouTube. We have our third co-founder with us today. His name is Surya Ranjit. Surya is working with us since day one. He's not someone who's very social and don't go a lot in public and speak about what he does, and that's where we thought like it's good that we introduce you all to Surya, and he also get to know the community and talk to them. Although Surya's role is mostly on the operation side of the project, he don't interact much with the DRF side of the project. But yeah, Surya, welcome for the very first, live, I guess, very first appearance of Surya with Drive. So thank you, Surya. Thank you so much for coming for this call. And if you can introduce yourself to the community and give them a brief introduction of what you does at Drive.
Okay. Thank you for having me, Firdosh and Mudit. I'm not much of a this camera person that comes always in front and speak, but yeah, whatever I'm doing, I'll be behind the scenes mostly. So I'm taking care of operations part of Drive. I mostly in Bangalore right now, and as we plan to move forward, we'll see where it goes. But me, Firdosh, we and Mudit, we got this idea in 2018, and I think you might have heard this story umpteen number of times from Firdosh. But yeah, I was the closest associate for that story, and the whole journey I have seen Firdosh very closely. I mean, not only professionally, personally also, be it Firdosh or Mudit, I see them grow, and I grew with them along. Coming to my work here in Drive, I head operations and mostly in Bangalore area. As of now, we are focusing on South Bangalore, and as we move forward from South Bangalore to the full Bangalore, we might take in 15 days, 1 month. And to give you a quick update about operations, we have almost 300 to 350 drivers joined us, and we have almost 3,000 odd riders, and it's going well. That's all I can say now. Yeah,
Thank
over
you.
to you.
Yeah, thank you, Surya. So, quick update from our side, be it, the operations and tech, which Mudit will tell you guys. I hope you guys are aware of the COVID situation that's going on in India and I guess across the globe, which obviously impact a lot to the mobility industry because a lot of people don't move. And 2 weeks back, we started seeing partial lockdown in different part of India and specifically Bangalore as well, where we started seeing lockdown over weekends and then restrictions over weekdays. And that's where we actually stopped with a lot of our offline campaign because of the risk that this new variant has of spreading very fast. Also, a lot of people in our office also got COVID. I guess 80% of population at Drive are COVID positive, including these two boys sitting together. They both are COVID positive as well. But we are still working on everything that needs to be done, and that's where we started focusing more on the digital side of the product marketing. There are a lot of digital campaign that are running in Bangalore for activations and downloads. And slowly, as the situation get better, we'll also start with the offline campaigns again. So it was not that great as it was last month with the kind of activation and the kind of rides we got because of the partial lockdown in place. But on the other hand, we are trying to get more and more drivers, complete the onboarding process, and make that process more smooth for drivers. So that's something that we did. You also know in past time, in before I guess the last AMA and between this AMA, we did launch two different stakings. One was a 15 million DRF pool, which got filled very quickly, and then because of the request that we got, we announced another pool that's a budget pool with an APY of 50%. And I'm not sure how many days are still left, but we have like 18 million DRF already logged, although the size of the pool is 30 million. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Apart from that, as I spoke to you guys about the two different websites that will be live and updated because of the COVID situation and people not well in our team, those things got delayed. But this week you will be seeing both the draft caps website, which is specifically about drive operation, will be going live, and the updated drive IO website will also be there towards the weekend. Apart from that, the franchisee staking is something that we are working on and will go live very soon. It's a different kind of staking, has different features in it, and that's why we are very much conscious about how that staking looks like because the first franchisee staking that is for Bangalore is the same that we will replicate for other franchisee that will go ahead. So yeah, we are very conscious about what features we have in that staking and how that staking performs and how you as a community can participate and get benefited from the operations of any city that goes live. Yeah, that's pretty much from my side. I guess Mudit, you can give the tech update.
So yeah, we've been working on the product for I think some time now. Um, Taking the time, making good use of the opportunity when we are not full-fledgedly operational because of the COVID situation. So we are using that time to further improve the application and parts of it. And yeah, so that is one thing. We on the crypto side, we worked on the staking dashboard. We've ironed out a couple of bugs and added some more features. And I think there are some more in the pipeline that we are still working on, and hopefully will be released in a day or two. And that being said, we are also designing our new staking for for franchises, for those mentioned. So that is something that we're also working on. And we've partnered up with a few research groups, and some of them are international, based out of France and Italy. So we will be introducing you all to them very soon, and we are working on very interesting research work, and we'll share some insights and some data about what we are doing soon. So yeah, that's on the research front. We've onboarded a lot of people onto the team. So we've in the technical team, we've onboarded a product manager. We've onboarded a couple of people on the blockchain front, and who else? I think that's majorly that's majorly all the hires that we did, and we've yeah, so we've been working primarily on the application, and I think going ahead we will be on the blockchain side. We're working on something very interesting, and I think Firdosh and I mean we can talk about that in probably the next AMA.
Yeah, so there's something that is very interesting, not only for Drive or you guys as Drive as a community member, but for mobility industry as a whole. It's a very interesting thing that we have started working on and the kind of partnerships that we are doing, be it research partnership or different technology partnerships that we already have in place and putting them all together. Something that will change the whole dynamics of how we look at mobility industry as a whole in this blockchain space. Very soon we'll start sharing more information about it with you guys and how you guys can also get benefited because you guys are the part of Drive community. We want you guys to have early access and benefits out of what we are doing in that field as a whole. So, in coming months, I'll say not in weeks, but yeah, towards Feb end or March beginning, we'll start revealing more about it. Yeah, that's pretty much about the update that we have from our side for you guys. The franchisee staking we already spoke that will go live very soon. The websites that will go live towards the end of this week, and the major partnership that we are entering into specifically with the research institutes and some blockchain researchers. We'll start telling you guys more about who they are, how they are helping us in coming weeks. So yeah,
Uh,
that's from us.
so, one more update is that we, recently released our a small blog post about how our dynamic pricing and our,
Yes,
provisional patent pending, patent pending, provisional patent drafted negotiation model, how that works, and what that brings and what that means to the user community and the driver community. So we released an article on that, and whoever's not seen that, we would love if you can, take a look on that and understand how we are actually different and how we are bringing
different.
blockchain to the whole game. So yeah.
Yeah, so this whole negotiation model that we have implemented in Drive is something that makes us very unique and very different from any other ride sharing platform that is already there. So yeah, please go ahead and read that paper and also share your feedback if you can about what do you feel about this new feature, and if you would like to, I will also do a small video, I guess, with the actual app, how it looks like. The app video that you guys already see is something that does not include that negotiation model for a reason that we haven't applied for patent back then, but I guess now we have done that. So we'll also share you with you guys like how that process looks like in coming weeks, so people out from outside India, specifically outside from Bangalore, cannot actually experience that. But I guess that's something we can do to show you guys how this feature changes the ride journey for people.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
one of the first questions that we have on the AMA is from Daniel, who says that while he was looking into competitors, he came across Tada, and
Tada.
how Tada is different from. They're also using blockchain. So I think this is where we are different from not just Tada, but I think Eva and
And
our
every other ride sharing company in the blockchain space.
projects that are alive, projects that are dead. We're different from them because of this. One of the reasons why we're different is because of this unique dynamic pricing and right allocation mechanism, which is based on auctions and negotiations. So I think that is what makes us different, apart from our franchising models and other differences that we have.
So, shall we go ahead with the question that we received? There's a list of questions. Do you want to go ahead with them first by putting them in the group and we answer those questions first?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So the first question. Multiple exchange listings as per roadmap before the end of Q1. Is that still on track to happen?
Yes, we are still working on that. There are certain conditions and everything that we look into before we do the listing. As promised, there is Q1 listing that's been promised, and we will deliver on the listing in Q1 for sure.
Thank you. A franchisee needs 10 million DRF tokens to be staked in order to own. Is this a firm? Is this a firm fixed amount of tokens? What happens if the price drastically increases from here? Won't that be a constraint to the future franchisee expansion? So
I guess as of yeah, you can go ahead, please.
with the franchisees, I think the 10 million DRFs, I think that's something important to bring out is that that was a number that we had thought of which could be a good number to begin with. But first of all, that's not fixed for all the territories and for all the jurisdictions. It can differ from one area to another. First is that, and secondly, this number could also decrease or increase based on the prices of the token and based on what our business strategy looks like at that point of time. So as of now, this is a good number to use as a reference, but nowhere this
Yeah,
is a number that
the
is
final
finalized.
number.
to
So the value is not determined on the number of DRF, but this is the base number with which we are starting the DRF staking pool for franchises. So 10 million is what we are looking for the initial franchises that we are doing now. The number will change also depending upon the city that we are giving the franchisee for. So it will vary based on the price and also the geography we will be giving the franchisee for. But for now, yes, the first initial franchisee that we are working on, 10 million DRF is the requirement.
Okay, thank you. The next question is about the wallets on BSC scan. Can we label them? I think we already have them labeled from our side for our better management. Most of the exchanges like MEXC, the major investors, the vesting block pad vesting contract, then I think the staking contracts which have got some DRF locked in, 10, 15, 18 million DRF locked in now. So we have all of these linked in and also labeled in, I'm sorry. And we've also got, I think, what our wallets, our cold wallets, company wallets, marketing wallets, all of that also in place. Um, so yeah, I think we can do that. We can also label it for the community so that, they can
Yeah,
maybe
the
understand.
even I was looking at because there was this question I was reading about the top 10 wallet, and most of them are now are the staking contracts, or most the top 10 wallet actually are like 10 out of 7 are different contracts. So it just for the sake of simplicity, maybe we can put it in a group that this wallet belongs to whom. But most of them are contract wallet or the wallet of vesting contract or different contracts. And there's one wallet that we actually use for adding all the rewards and everything for staking that we are doing. That's how it is looking. But yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. All right. Next question, Firdosh. Can you give us a potential timeline of when NFT rewards will be released for the previous staking pool winners?
So the NFT reward is something that is very important and has to be done very nicely. There is, as I said, there is something that we are working, which is very important for Drive and the industry as a whole. It's also a technology upgrade that we are working on. So when we do that, when we finish that, we want to give away this NFT with all of those in place. So you don't have to again come back to us and we have to make changes to what we gave you because it won't be useful if because of the changes that we are working on as of now.
Also, we are not releasing them as of yet because they are directly linked into our ride journey and into our ride experiences. So, and as of now, we are still fleshing out some core components of our ride contracts, right? So, if we release an NFT now, tomorrow they might not be compatible with our ride
Yes.
engine. So, we want to make sure that our ride engine is stabilized and we have a stable version that is functional, so that we can release an NFT which is pluggable and which works well with your ride contracts. So that is the reason we are keeping it on a slight back foot for the time being.
Yep.
Okay, some Drive token investors may feel that the token side of the business is not as much a priority as the ride-hailing fiat business. What do you say to those investors, and how might you address this?
So I guess that's not a valid concern because at the end of the day, the Drive as a platform success depend upon the franchisees coming on board. The only way someone can get onboarded as a franchisee is by having that franchisee NFT, which you only get through DRF token. So yes, obviously, yeah, it is not as fast paced as any other crypto project will look like because it takes a lot of time for us also to evaluate someone who's coming on board as a franchisee. But yeah, with time, it will become fast paced as well. The more popularity and the more franchisee requests will start getting. That's where you'll see a lot of people coming on board buying DRF because they want to buy in the franchisee. So it is at slow pace at this point of time, but yeah, it will gradually go at a fast pace based on the popularity we get from setting up one or two franchisees in coming months. So
And
I don't think so.
just to add Firdosh's point, as we move towards more crypto-friendly cities and crypto-friendly places, it will be easy for us to push the token
Promote
value.
more DRF. Yep.
Yeah, maybe as of now, India is not that crypto friendly, but in the coming year, most probably by third quarter, we'll be in a very good state. Yeah,
Yes.
that I
So,
can assure.
as and when we start our operation in more cities and more cities where crypto is allowed, that's where you'll see DRF being used more. But it doesn't mean that we are only concentrated on the ride sharing part of the business and not DRF. There's both will run parallelly. You just have to give it some more time.
And I can assure those two are like two eyes for Firdosh. So yeah, we focus on both of them for sure.
Yeah. All right. Next question is about franchisee dashboard for investors, and when can we see the numbers of drivers, riders, etc. So we have been working on the dashboards at our end. In fact, we've been working on three dashboards, and it's currently in development by the in-house team. Franchisee dashboard has not made a lot of progress, to be honest, but we are working on internal dashboards for visualizing a lot of rider, ride, driver, application data, and performance data. And we're also working on a dashboard for the driver management, KYC, fleet management. So these are two, three major dashboards that we're working on. Next up is going to be the franchisee dashboard that we pick up. Yeah, which is going to come
Yeah.
after we finish up the staking the staking dashboard for franchising. So once that is done,
Yeah,
then
so
we
the staking dashboard for franchisee, the next thing once the staking will be over is, you being part of that franchisee, be able to see the data of that specific city operation. So it will become part of that. But for that to make live, we should also have this internal dashboard that Mudit spoke about to be in place so we can, pull in data from those for the investors. So I guess everything is in pipeline and it's going as we have
and
planned for it.
I think, of course, Surya can maybe shed light on this better. But as of now, the operations are a little on the
Yeah,
dimmer side
dark.
because of they're not very bright because of the COVID scenario, picking up pace
Yeah,
again in Bangalore. So the numbers, although they're impressive, but they're not they're encouraging, but they're not very impressive in those regards, because we've done better when there wasn't pandemic, and now since the
true.
application is better, but the numbers are lesser because people are not there on the road. People have gone back to their hometowns and stuff like that.
And
Yeah,
we took this partial lockdown as a blessing in disguise for
Yeah.
the company, because we want to make our internal democracy more stronger. And we as a team how to approach, to get more number of riders and drivers, because the driver community is bit complicated in cities of India, so we
And
can.
I think that's
Yeah.
true across the globe. I mean, so a lot of people from the crypto industry do not understand how what we are actually trying to do, in the sense that we are actually touching the lives of real people who drive cars and make a living out of that, and support their families and their education of their kids and all of that. So it's the real people that we are dealing with, and they have real problems in life, and it's not as easy as it might seem. So we're trying to make sure that the main purpose of building Drive, to empower these drivers who have been exploited, I think, since ever since all these big companies started to monopolize the market. So I think we are trying to make sure that we take this time of a lockdown across various parts of the country and across the globe, to rethink and to reevaluate our marketing and operations plans, and to sort of strive more harder in the direction that we've always envisioned us going.
Yeah.
Anything else? All
yep.
right. So
Next.
next is, we know that you're doing a lot of offline on the ground marketing for Bangalore launch. At what point would you consider more of an online marketing outreach? Firdosh?
So I guess we have already started with some of the online. I guess most now we have gone digital for drive operation in Bangalore. I guess this guy, whoever has this question, is mostly talking about the DRF side. I guess there are few uh, partners that we have started engaging with who are working on the DRF side of marketing, and you'll see a lot of things happening now on the DRF side as well.
Also, when we were talking about hires, I forgot two people that we've hired. One of them is our digital media marketing lead. So he's joined
Yes.
us, right,
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
just this week, yeah, to help us
Hmm.
with a lot of digital marketing on our various social media and channels and the like. And another person that we've onboarded is on the machine learning side. So he's going to help us with a lot of elements on the ML aspects of the project. So yeah. Uh, okay, so can you tell us what the marketing funds are currently being utilized for?
So mostly the marketing funds that we have is been used for marketing the Drive application. The product, the application is up and live in Bangalore. So till now, we were actually using it for running Drive operation in Bangalore, be it offline marketing, online marketing, or incentives that we are giving to driver to come online, be on the platform. I guess mostly this is what we are doing because most of the drivers are also at this point works with different platform also. We want them to just come to the application, stay online. So that's where we are running some incentive programs for driver to just come online, stay in the platform and accept the request that comes on their way. So to keep them motivated to keep this app on all the time, there are certain incentive programs that we are running for drivers. Um, and yeah, that's all where we are actually using our marketing funds. And now we have also we have resumed with the RF marketing side also. There are different vendors that we are working with for different kind of promotions that we are doing for Drive.
and we are coming up with some kick-ass creative ads which we might find in every nook and corner of Bangalore. So like just this lockdown gets
Yeah,
lifted, we'll be penetrating in whole Bangalore, and yeah, you'll be finding them in Twitter as well as other social media pages.
yeah. So there are some viral content marketing that we will also start showing to you guys that how it works and how we are different. So it's just the situation to get a little better, so it's useful when we do it.
Super. All right. So next question: how many employees does Drive have right now? So you've got more than
Three dozen.
so yeah, more
Three
than three.
dozen.
So yeah, we've got a lot of employees. I think including our vendor developers and vendor partners, we got more than 30, about 31,
No,
32,
more than 35, 35 plus.
35 plus. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the count
And
that
we
we
are
have.
growing every day, I guess, every week or something, we are hiring a lot of people for different department as we are growing and as we are venturing into what all we need to achieve. So there's a lot of hiring that's happening at Drive.
All right. Any updates from Daniel and implementation of any franchisees globally?
So, update specifically about franchisee because that's where Daniel comes in place as well. So, to set up a franchisee, there's a lot of legal and compliance that has to done properly because it's just not that we will give away the DRF uh, NFT, the FNFT that we have, and somebody gets that FNFT and they can start operation tomorrow. There's a long process. That's a long traditional process that goes in, be it with the legal structure of the two companies and how they will function in the real world because this is a real world project. So that's where Daniel is also working with the compliance team is also working to set up one more company, which will be actually the franchisee company because that franchisee company will actually sign the contract between the two parties who will get involved for running the franchisee. So that's something that we are doing. So that's where also he speaks with the compliance team and the company that we are trying to form. So that's going on. There are two very important franchisee requests that we are working on, and we already have a basic what do we say MOU in place with those companies. So we have went ahead with the discussion about that. So as of now, after the MOU, the next process is getting them on board, signing the legal contracts apart from the staking. So it's on process, and as soon as we have the legal process completed, will oh, we lost you guys, is it?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, so I was just telling, as soon as the legal structure is in place, because we have MOUs already in place with the two different units of cities that we are talking to about the franchisee, the legal structure is something that the compliance team is already working on and getting all the legal documents in place for them to sign. And that's when we announce the name of the people who will be taking up those franchises.
Okay, I think last question that we have is 1 second. Any date for your soft launch in Bangalore? I don't think we have. Things are a
I
little
guess
hazy.
this quarter is something we're gonna spend the way we were spending. Situation would have been different if there was no this variant in place, and January would have been as great as how December was for us. The truth is, it is not, and maybe we'll take 2, 3 more months to convert this into soft launch.
Yeah.
But I must assure that every day we consider this launch, whatever we are doing, as the soft launch, and we are working hard every day, be it in office or be it work from home, is the same.
Yeah, the kind of pressure I give to Surya is same as that he's into soft launch.
All right. Next question from our chat is okay. Um, when the project will be active on Dubai? So when are we active on in Dubai, Firdosh?
In Dubai. So, as I told you guys before, also the RTA process is a complicated process. We are working on it, and as and when we have an approval, you will be the first people to know about it, and then the launch dates.
Okay. Next question, slightly weird. Has Kyle, as an advisor, helped in the launch of the project? Uh, if so, just out of curiosity, what exactly do advisors like Kyle help the company?
So I guess most of the advisor who come from the crypto side, they mostly help you during the launch with the token launch. How do you get the community member? They do help you that on that side because they have expertise from the crypto side. Obviously, they know nothing about how ride sharing application works, so they are not the people I go to and ask for advice when it comes to running the real operation. So yeah, uh, they have helped us in the crypto journey for till the time we were there out. Getting the token out in the market, they have helped us in different ways they could. But mostly the truth is because we are also not a very crypto project, we cannot go and ask them for a lot of help because they themselves don't know this industry.
Firdosh, I have a question from Drife community. When moon and when Lambo?
Soon.
Okay. Also, would like to know if token release data can be shared at some point. When will it completely finish the distribution of seed and private investors?
So, I guess it's already 6 months. The private and advisory tokens will get
3 more months.
vested by 3 more months. Yeah, by I guess April, those tokens will be all distributed, and seed will be distributed by August. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's the
correct.
schedule, and I guess, as I said, you can always see the number of token that is getting added to the supply is been updated to coin market cap by us. So the data that you're seeing at coin market cap is the accurate data because we have done a lot of verification with them and made sure that is an accurate data that we send to CMC. So it's very accurate.
Could we possibly release that the launch schedule? I think we made
We
some
can
draft.
actually we can actually share a schedule. I guess with the tokenomics that we have, the token page that we have in the website, it actually speaks about the launch schedule. But obviously, it won't give you like date by date when what get released. But we do have that internally. Maybe like we can do a blog post about the token release schedule of how much token that is going into circulation from which category for people to know.
All right. Rajesh has a question. Most people in Europe are moving towards car renting and sharing. Do you have any plans to adopt your software of it? when is it expected? So I think this is very well tied with our franchisee model, and this is how what we're targeting. So
Yeah.
yes, the lot of parts of the world are actually moving to ride sharing in rentals and all of that, and we understand that, which is where our franchisee model comes in and lets us scale up parallelly across all of these different areas without having to waste time uh, penetrating different areas individually. So I think it
Yeah.
can help us much quicker. Okay, how can myself help drive from Australia? This is Daniel. Since we don't have a product here, but I want to take part in the growth.
Daniel, you can send your CV or resume to us on Telegram, or we have hired people from the community before also. We are very much interested in people from the community becoming a part of the team, because that's a different level of interest that you have, and we can figure out how you can be helpful to us. With anything that you might find interesting, or we might have already that we are looking for someone to hire for that position. Yeah, we'll be interested to talk to you.
Superb. All right, Firdosh, that is all of the questions. Surya,
Wow.
that's all the questions. That's it.
So yeah,
Um,
thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us for this call today, and I wish we'll do a lot that we have promised and deliver on everything that we have promised this year, and just need your love and support so we can work on and deliver what we have promised. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.